Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular.
And you say I have 2 years to complete these preparations.
We're playing Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. Let's go.
In cooperation with Count Hevering, of course. You and Hubert can finalize the details.
Okay, 2 years.
As I won't be choosing a prime minister for some time, I realize this may result in extra work for you. However, that also means more latitude to do things as you see fit, so long as you ensure we're prepared for a 5-year war.
Okay.
I will not rest until I discover a solution, Your Highness.
So she appears to still be going after the church for probably the same reasons as before. But let's keep in mind, she doesn't have all the information, and that tends to be one of the reasons why people have a hard time supporting her here, is because she's basically running off of the wrong information. At least this time, she has the benefit of not being basically the lackey of those who slither. So already she's on a better footing in my eyes than she was originally. Doesn't mean that if she starts a war for no good reason that she's in the right, because she wouldn't be, but there's that at least.
So long as our military leaders don't tread on my toes, I shouldn't have too much difficulty.
For something this big, you better believe we'll have plenty of need for resources. Leave it to a narrow-minded quill carrier like you to call that treading on your toes.
In Her Majesty's name, I will decide what is and isn't appropriate regarding your needs.
Oh dear.
Also, anyone would seem narrow-minded when compared to a swollen-headed juggernaut such as yourself.
A juggernaut, huh? Yeah, I like the sound of that.
It's just a complete meathead.
I see someone allowed his sarcasm lessons to lapse.
Moving on. Lord Arendel's followers will doubtless attempt to interfere, so we'll need to keep a close eye on them. Once Count Varley joins us, we can discuss the matter I mentioned further.
It seems he's just arrived, Your Majesty.
Okay.
Apologies for my tardiness. Gregoire von Varley at the court.
Look at this guy. Oh my gosh.
My, but attendance seems light. Where is the Lord Regent and the rest of our noble six?
Duke Ire stands accused of treason and has been dismissed as Prime Minister. He currently awaits judgment in one of our finer dungeons. Lord Arundel is a fugitive from the same crime, and will be taken in soon. Dead or alive, it makes no difference.
Well, this is a rather shocking turn of events.
I want to hurt this guy. We know that he's a piece of shit.
I had no idea Ludwig was capable of such things. Still, rest assured that I am nothing like him.
This is Bernadetta's bad dad, by the way.
And as for the others, Duke Gert was dispatched to Western Fodland to conduct negotiations. And my father, the late Marquis Vestra, perished in the struggle to capture Duke Ire.
Ooh.
Which makes me the new Marquis Vestra, and Minister of the Imperial household.
Well then.
Ah.
You've nothing to fear, Count Varley.
That reaction,
Her
though.
Majesty intends to bestow a great honor upon you.
Majesty? Wait, you mean...
The title hasn't been formalized just yet, but as it stands, you should view it as a foregone conclusion. More importantly, Count Varley, there is a very important position I wish for you to fill.
Ooh, I really hope that this is just something that's like underhandedly supposed to like get him as far away from his daughter as possible.
I intend to rebuild the Southern Church, and who better to be the bishop than you, our Minister of Religious Affairs?
Ew.
I will make my case to the Archbishop personally.
Thankfully, Lord Arundel and his men are no longer around to obstruct such a move.
You would bestow such a position on me?
To rebuild the Southern Church. So we already knew that the church had a little footing in Adrestia, at least compared to the other two. Definitely the most in Fargus. Somewhat, probably like provincially. I bet it's province by province in the Leicester Alliance, since they're like sort of almost like a group of independent states that sort of joined together. I wonder if maybe in some areas it's stronger and in others it's not. But for a long time it hasn't been super powerful in Adrestia. So she seems to be building the Southern Church in order to have more influence within the church, maybe?
Make no mistake, it is a great honor, but are you certain?
Very. Now then, your first duty in the role will be to oversee my coronation. Do not fail me, Bishop.
That's a threat. That was delivered as a threat.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Are you enjoying your stay at the palace?
I totally feel uncomfortable.
I'm a merc. I don't really fit in, you know?
Understandable. Everyone here either is a noble themselves or serves one. However, that will change. As Emperor, I plan to end discrimination based on social status. Everyone will have a chance to rise to the top, whether they are born into the aristocracy or not.
No more nobles or commoners, huh? That does sound pretty great. I'll be impressed if you can actually pull it off.
Oh, I will. But at the moment, I have a proposition for you.
Go on.
We've successfully expunged the Prime Minister and the rest of that puppet government. But a certain amount of unrest is unavoidable, which means I must remain here in the capital. In other words, I can't go back to Garrick Mach and continue my studies.
What about the others?
Our noble families will be in disarray as we transition to my system and new heads of household take power. Of course, some, like Dorothea, are not as affected as the other students. But all of them have offered to stay and help rather than return to the monastery without us.
So with the 2-year time gap, we have a really great opportunity for them to show us what 2 years of Edelgard's reign of building this new system would look like. That's awesome, honestly, because the original game, I felt like, didn't really give a good idea of what her meritocracy actually would end up looking like. Whereas in this one, we might actually get to see what it looks like after a couple of years of her in the rule. So that's cool.
If you'd be willing to do the same, I'd like to offer you a top post in my new military.
Now there's a tantalizing offer. It's not like you have any real obligation to the church. Plus, it sounds like quite the thrill.
I'm more of a hired sword than an officer.
Yeah, and this is already an example of Edelgard actually sticking to what she believes, giving Shez, who has proven herself, a place of power within her government already. So that's cool. I like that.
Which is why you're perfect. Hubert wants to recruit mercenaries such as yourself and form a new unit. I can't put some noble in command of them. That would be ill-advised. But they would listen to a capable fighter such as you. You're Hubert's first and only choice.
I don't know if I really have the experience for it. But if you have that much faith in me, I won't let you down.
Having deposed Lord Arundel and Duke Eyre, Edelgard quickly arranges for her coronation, her eyes now fixed firmly on the monumental task laid out before her. All the while, the kingdom of Fargus is thrown into unrest over the right of succession, while the Leicester Alliance finds themselves pitted against an invading Almiran horde. Realizing the troubles of Fodlan will fall squarely on her young students' shoulders, Archbishop Rhea closes the Officers' Academy and permits her charges to return home.
Prologue is finished.
scarlet blaze. The struggle commences.
Okay.
It is the end of 1181. 2 years have passed since the Officers' Academy closed its doors. Having ascended the throne of Adrestia, Edelgard has begun to enact sweeping change.
Okay. All good so far.
The Holy Kingdom of Fargus now calls Dimitri its king, while Claude reigns over the Leicester Alliance. All 3 house leaders have found their wings as rulers of a new generation. With the whole of Fodlan still reeling from these rapid changes, Edelgard decides the time has come to usher in a new era.
This is where things get dicey. This is where I start getting scared again.
People of Fodlan, the Empire will stand by no longer. Together, we rise against a church that has become steeped in deception and corruption.
Yep, falling out real quick.
The church has used their doctrine to deny you power and reshape Fodlan as they see fit. They thrust upon you the illusion of nobility in order to oppress who they choose, and they helped create the Kingdom and Alliance as a pretext for war. Finally, they teased you with the promise of salvation from pain they themselves inflicted, and did so in the name of their own profit. Well, I say no more.
The one thing that this has going for it is that we have the opportunity of the truth actually coming to light for Edelgard, and what she does with that, if she does receive that truth, will be very telling. So yeah, she is in a better position, I feel like, but there's still kind of the underlying problem of her starting a war to unite 3 nations that don't need to be reunited. You know what I mean? Like, she's had 2 years basically to shape her country and sort of like break away from the church if this is the way she felt, and she's decided to go to war rather than take diplomatic means. But who knows? Maybe what we're gonna learn real quick here. Here's what I'm hoping. Let's put it this way: is that we find out that over these last 2 years she has been using the diplomatic approach, and hasn't basically the church has not allowed them to become independent. You know what I mean? But I guess we'll see. Basically, if she's starting a war without provocation, just because she wants to reunite these 3 kingdoms and overthrow a church that she views as being oppressive, I once again, just like in the base game, don't feel like there's actually that much proof of that happening. I think that obviously we know some things that nobody knows, right? About what the church is lying about, what they're obfuscating as the truth, etc., etc. We also know the truth of the crests and whatnot. So, it is a complicated situation. There's no doubt about it. But the fact that, once again, we have these 3 kingdoms that are in relative peace with each other at the very least. They're at peace with each other for the most part. There isn't that many tensions between them on the grand scheme of things. It's hard to justify her deciding to go to war to liberate the church from these countries and to unite these 3 countries that don't really need to be reunited. However you feel about the, nobility system or whatever, like, she only has jurisdiction over her own country, and to force that on other people is a little bit wrong, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's a complicated situation. It's not black and white, clearly. But that's the way I feel. We'll see how they justify it here.
Herself from their hypocrisy by restoring the Southern Church and nurturing her people's well-being. And today, we purge the world of their evil forever.
Yeah, I just don't feel like she has the right.
We will retake Garrigmok from the Central Church and stamp out any nobles who abet its depravity. By my title as Emperor Edelgard von Hresfeld of Adrestia, I hereby declare war against the false Church of Seros.
The one thing that she does...
2 years have flown by in but the blink of an eye.
The one thing that she has going for her is that, like, technically the church is false, right? Their gods are, like, not necessarily gods. The church is built around a lot of lies, right? So, like, there is truth to that, but that doesn't justify a war, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, she already did what she needed to do. She basically reestablished her own southern church that basically is separate, almost by the sounds of it, according to that dialogue. It's almost separate from the main church. She doesn't have to impose her ideals on everybody else. I think that's where she kind of like jumps the gun. I think that's where she jumps the gun. It doesn't matter, like, in all honesty, like, my ideals would actually align with Edelgard's the most, right? Like, I'm non-religious, and I am for getting rid of power structures that are harmful, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm going to basically start a giant war to make sure that that happens. There are diplomatic ways of doing that. There are other ways of doing it, is basically what I'm saying. And obviously this is a story that has to have fighting and whatnot, so they've got that. But that doesn't mean that I have to support what Edelgard is doing here. I think it's interesting, and I think that it's a lot more well-designed here, having her not being influenced by those who slither in the dark. That makes these choices hers, and not so much feeling like she's just kind of a lapdog of a bigger plot by an evil entity. You know what I mean? So I do like that. I do like that. Oh man, this is complicated, and I just wish that she had a better reason, or at least, at the very least, that there was more, there was more obvious, like, church fuckery, you know what I mean? Like, the things that we know about the church don't show them as an evil entity. So that's really where the struggle comes down to. Rey is a liar? Yes. Does she have good reasons for lying? Debatable. I would argue that she does. Other people would probably argue that they're not good enough, which is totally fair. But yeah, oh, man, it's tough. It's tough. Oh, I want to. Okay, we're just gonna keep going though.
And while they felt short, they were certainly eventful. The Empire has come far since we removed Arundel from power. We reformed the government, remedied our diplomatic troubles, and bolstered our military.
And most significantly, we gave strength to the Southern Church, creating the perfect wedge against the Church of Seros. A shame our bishop has become the target of relentless censure as a result. Why, the Central Church even targeted him for assassination.
Okay, see, there we go. Now they're showing. They're showing reasons. This is what I was looking for. Okay.
Poor Count Varley. It could not have happened to a finer man.
So, like, they succeeded, it sounds like. Varley's dead. No, I don't think that's what they're saying. That second line makes it sound like that, but I don't think they got him. He's not a fine man, though.
And then there's the matter of Lord Arundel. What are he and his minions up to now?
Is he dead or not?
Slithering in the shadows of Fodlan, much as they have done for centuries. It will not be easy to drag such adept skulkers into the light.
Perhaps not. Then for now, let's remain focused on the formidable adversary ahead.
I like that they gave us something.
Did you call us here, Edelgard? It's good to see so many familiar faces.
I'm really glad that in that dialogue right there, they gave us an obvious reason to show the church doing something bad there. That already is very good. Also, here's everybody's new designs, and look at that, Monica does have a new design. Look at her. She looks good too. Damn. That's a good looking group of people right there. There's no doubt about it. That's a good looking house.
I did. and thank you for coming. This may be the first time I've seen all of you in the same room since the Officers' Academy closed.
Likely, yes. We have all been rather busy marching down the separate paths life laid out for us.
Or most of us have, anyway. Others, such as myself, managed to eschew work in favor of a more leisurely existence.
Of course you did.
Hey! I was working hard.
Oh, I thought he was talking about
staying
himself.
in my room, but still. Father's been dreadfully busy, so he's never home. Which has been pretty nice, actually.
Good, good. I think that's good. At least that worked out in her favor. And by the sounds of it, I think that confirms that the assassination attempt did fail.
I was returning home to Bridget. I finished my task, and now I have been returned here.
Well enough. Now, as you know, the Empire will launch its attack on Garreg Mach in the coming days. Emperor Edelgard will lead the invasion personally, and wishes for those present to form the backbone of her army.
And as it has been some time since Adrestia had an army under the direct command of the Emperor, I fear we currently lack for officers. I trust each of you, and can think of no candidates better suited for the job. Will you do this for me?
So you've got other plans for my father's army, I take it? Well then count me in. I'm ready to go whenever.
Yeah, Monica looks great.
I would have been happy with a life serving you here in the capital. But if war is coming, I want to see it through myself. I'll go wherever you go, Your Majesty.
I don't think I like Caspar's new hair, if I'm being honest. Except enthusiastically.
I'm always ready. Plus, it's good to know I haven't been training this hard for nothing.
I've high hopes for you, and trust you will prove the wisdom of my decision.
Just you wait. I'm gonna hurtle clean over those high hopes and show you what I can really do.
Be certain to save some of your hopes for me, because I most assuredly have what it takes to succeed. And with that, new Empire Army, move out!
Oh god. New Empire Army. Which is worse? The Black Eagle Strike Force? Or New Empire Army for its blandness?
Ferdinand, kindly leave the commanding and naming to me.
Your naming isn't better, girl. It's not. It's not better. It's different, but it's not better. Okay, they justified an attack against the church with the assassination attempt. That line alone is like enough to at least give some justification there. Your tent is rather nice, isn't it? I suppose it pays to be a commander. You said it. Things are totally different here compared to all of the small-time outfits I used to run with. It's like the writers are like actively trying to, address all of the things that I had issues with. They're doing a good job. Like, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. You know what I mean? It's getting there. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm like full-on Edelgard this time, but like at the very least there is narrative justification for the choices that she is making, and that just means that it's better storytelling, which in my mind just makes for a better game. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. This probably means they expect a lot from you, more than your title implies, I would imagine.
That reminds me.
Yeesh, this camp is something else. Did you see how many merchants we've got?
How tiresome.
Are you finished sightseeing yet? I believe I heard your employer calling for you. Okay, base camp is where you'll prepare for battle. You can interact with your allies and make use of all kinds of facilities. Oh, interesting. Okay. Manuela, Yuritsa. Huh, they're giving us a lot more extra characters in this one. We only got one. But in this one, we have Monica, we have Manuela, and we have Yuritsa. Whereas in Azure Gleam, we only got, why am I blanking on his name right now? I can see him in my mind, Felix's dad. Why am I blanking on his name? My brain is mush. Forgive me. Shit. I'm seriously blanking right now. Okay, let's go through everybody and see their new looks in 3D. Honestly, I really like her new time skip. I never really liked her headdress that much as the Emperor from the original game. This is dope. This is awesome. Let your hair down, girl. Hubert, he don't look all too different. Definitely some more emo hair, different emo hair. A lot of you guys just got new haircuts for the most part. Yeah, not a big fan of his spiked up hair. I do like Bernie's new design quite a bit. She looks pretty awesome. And Dorothea also looks good. Doesn't look all that different, but still looks good, like always. And Petra, I think, has the most robust update, in my opinion. She looks amazing. This is probably my favorite new updated design, hands down. Like, look how good she looks. She got freaking 3 braids here. 2 in the front, 1 in the back. Look. And like, as somebody who doesn't like a lot of different headdresses, this one's pretty cool. I like this one. Yeah, she looks awesome. Monica. Yeah, I like her new design. Her updated design is freaking sweet. Manuela and Yuritsa look the same. Okay. All right. I think we're only gonna talk to, our playable characters this time around. What I'm hoping is to get through these fast enough that I can get through Golden Wildfire before the game comes out as well, so.
You think it's strange to see me here after 2 years? Well, I was once an Imperial commander.
Yeah, I had a feeling. So you've been fighting for the Emperor all this time, just like you did at the battle in Enbar, right?
Yes. Yes.
Man, a few words.
How are your feelings?
That is all.
I have been having many duties in my last 2 years away from the Empire. But they are all finished now, which means I am able to take part in the fighting. I am believing that this battle will lead to peace and prospering for Bridget. Good to hear. I'll be counting on you, Petra. Okay. War is such a human enterprise. In that sense, we are very much the same as those on the other side. But we cannot coexist, so we are determined to kill each other. I suppose that's the nature of this beast. Unfortunately so, Arvel. Unfortunately so. It's annoying when you don't report it once you finished a task, Linhart. Very annoying. Furthermore, I have any number of things I need from you whenever you're not busy, which is pretty much always.
Not happening.
But I am busy. Busy resting. Now please, leave me be.
Oh.
But Her Majesty asked me to put you to work. Side with Monica.
That reminds me.
Pretty sure I saw you sleeping the day away just a little while ago, Linhart. Monica's right. It's time you pull your weight. See, Linhart? Everyone's onto you. You two will never understand me. Hi, Dorothea. I've talked a lot with Edie, so I long imagined what it might be like when this day finally came. But now that it's here, I'm worried. Our target is Garreg Mach, which means we're likely to encounter a lot of people we know. Empathize with her plight. It's a bad situation. Yeah, it's hard to fight people you know. You sure you want to take part?
No way.
I came here to fight, and that's what I'm going to do. Alright, I guess we'll talk to everybody. I can't help myself.
Did you need something?
Apparently this is the first time in 300 years that an army of this size has been mobilized in Fodlan. Once again, another line that shows, like, the level of relative peace that was present before this war began. The Dagdan army attacked the Empire from without, and then the Almirans attacked the Alliance. Quite a lot happened. Not that I saw it, of course.
Well, hi.
Well, if you are ever injured, let me know and I'll see you healed up in no time. Oh, and I can take care of wounds of the heart as well as wounds of the body. So I wonder if Hanneman is going to be with the Leicester Alliance. Emotional injuries can be even worse than physical ones during times of war. You know, yeah, these are playable, right? But Gilbert isn't playable over on Blue Lion's side. I wonder why that is. It seems like they got a lot of extra characters early on in this route for some reason. Maybe they're making up for the fact that Crimson Flower was the shorter route in the base game, so they're like, we're gonna give you a little bit of extra. Sure, we find that reassuring, I guess. It's reassuring to have you in your infirmary here. This is the infirmary, right? It is. After the closure of the Officers' Academy, Edelgard got in touch and asked me to run it. And although it does put me in opposition to Gareth Mach, I simply can't turn that woman down. I really should learn to say no sometime. Well, glad to have you, Manuela. Because we needed another mage with the Black Eagles. I mean, Monica's a mage too. They're all mages. Everybody's a mage. I hope I see the Archbishop's right-hand man Sedith of Thunder, or Thunder Catherine at Gareth Mach.
Well?
They've got tons of other strong fighters too, and I can't wait to take them all on. How about you? Yeah, I'm not interested. I like those people. I like them all a lot.
Let's see.
Mercs are all about results. Pulling off the mission is the only thing that matters.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. I mean, this one fight's not going to decide the whole war, right?
That reminds me.
I was born to a noble family in the kingdom, but I never could fit in with the teachings of Saros. But when I was a mercenary in the Empire, the minister of the Imperial household hired me on, and now I am the commander you see before you. Judging from the look on your face, you don't know who that is. Well, it's Lord Hubert. Okay, this is another example of meritocracy here. Somebody who's not noble, who's gaining traction within their hierarchy. Good. This is absolutely good stuff to show. They need to show her system working.
Look who has arrived. As it happens,
just between you and I have had my share of worries these past 2 years. As you know, my father found himself in his situation due to Edelgard. Well, things are what they are, and I will work tirelessly to achieve greatness. Stare at him in confusion. Not sure I follow?
Yes.
Oh, well, it is nothing to worry about. No matter what may occur, such business is no more than my own personal situation. I'm glad you're taking things so well. Oh, hey, it's that girl. What was her name? She ended up killing Rodrigue, who I'm now remembering his name. Yeah, she's the girl who stabbed Rodrigue, trying to kill Dimitri. And her brother, she has a brother who died at one point, so he's probably alive and well somewhere nearby too. I wonder if we'll run into him. That's not him. No, that's a girl. All right, that's taken care of. What next?
What is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you need something? As you can see, I'm pretty busy at the moment.
Yes.
See, my brother Randolph, there we go, there's the name, is also part of this army, so I have to do my job perfectly for his sake. I hope you don't lose him in this route like you did in the last one. You're gonna murder someone again. Oh, this is a black day indeed. They put me right on the front lines. I just got married and had a kid. My little one doesn't even recognize my face yet. Actually, let's just pretend you didn't hear that. It's bad luck to be talking about that stuff before we go off to war. That's sad. That's, like, really sad. Hey, Bernie. Another one of my favorite new designs. What am I even doing here? I just wanted to stay cooped up in the manor, especially now that Father's gone.
Actually...
But then I was talking to Edelgard and boom, I got some stupid urge to fight and here I am. You were guided here by your heart, girl. Sometimes you have to follow your heart, right? Just try not to die. Why would you say that to her, Shez?
Nope.
Ugh, Bernie. You and your stupid heart. Oh. Hanneman's here, too. So he's with us as well. Okay.
You, huh?
You've always got the same cloudy look on your face, don't you? Well, let's say we go blow off some steam at a tavern until we're up.
What do you think?
It would make it easier for everyone to soldier on if you did that. He just wants a drinking buddy.
Good day.
I hope you're doing as well as I am this day. To be fair, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, like, we've got Hanneman and Manuela over here, and whatnot. But I'll bet you that we're gonna be getting, like, I mean, Caspar said it, like, Catherine, she's gonna be joining us, right? And she'll probably be playable. We're probably over in the Fargus side gonna get some pretty cool characters. Seems you and I have both been appointed as generals during the last 2 years, hmm?
We will succeed.
Well, let's each fight to our utmost, so we do not dishonor Her Majesty. Ladislava's a pretty cool character. Hello, my friend. My, it's been quite some time.
Quite.
Like Manuel, I was called here by Edelgard, but that said, I have been tasked with protecting the Great Bridge of Myrden, along with Ladislava.
Please.
Okay, that's the same place that we fought Ladislava in the game, too, isn't it? As such, I won't be going to Garrick Mach, so I hope you can take care of things here.
I beg your pardon.
Greetings, friend. Nothing to report.
Keep up the good work, Commander. Nothing to report today.
Anyway...
Do you remember me? I used to guard the gate back... They gave Gatekeeper to them? Gatekeeper! Gatekeeper! Why don't we get Gatekeeper in Blue Lions? Why would they do this to me?
That reminds me.
Sure, I remember you, but why are you here?
Actually...
Well, I was actually born in the Empire, but I ran away from home and joined up with the church when I was pretty young. Just the other day, I got a letter from my parents for the first time in years. Why does this feel like a betrayal to me? It kind of feels like a betrayal to me. I'm glad you're back, Gatekeeper, but I was kind of hoping you'd be in the other routes too. They told me to hurry back to the Empire, and when I did, I found all of this. I tell you, fighting people from the church is going to be a hard pill to swallow.
Got it.
Still, I'm fortunate that I didn't end up separated from my family forever.
Listen to this.
The church has mobilized everyone they can to defend Garrick Mach. Even some of those folks from Abyss, I think it's called. You know the place under the monastery? I hear the church doesn't really care for them, but I suppose any port in a storm and all that. Still, if you see some of them on the battlefield, they might be worth recruiting. Speaking of, I have an old report on Abyss if you want to take a look. It's just over there. Is it the same one? Yeah, it's the same.
What can I do for you?
Oh, if it isn't our esteemed general. If there's anything at all that you require, please do not hesitate to inform me. If we're to be traveling from one place to another from this point hence, I suspect our cooperation will be essential to the cause.
You should hear this.
I've always thought of myself as a devout believer, so when I heard we were attacking Garrick Mach, I couldn't help but be taken aback. But when I learned of the Central Church's corruption and how Her Majesty revived the Southern Church to correct it, well, let's just say I'm glad I was born in the Empire. I mean, you have to believe that maybe she also provided some form of proof, but, like, I doubt that people would just accept it on face value, but then again, we live in a scary real world out here, and so maybe reason doesn't come into it. Maybe people don't require proof of anything anymore. I don't know, man. We live in a weird world. Okay, I'm not gonna read through these. Sorry, guys. It's just talking about the different houses. Not today. There's Rudolph. Okay.
Oh, look who it is.
Greetings, your Shez. Yes, I am Rudolph von Bergles. Though we are not related by blood, I am nonetheless Caspar's uncle.
Right.
I hear you know your way around a battlefield. I look forward to seeing what we can both do in service to our grand empire.
May I have a word?
As you know, we are already in Leicester Alliance territory. Lord Acheron Phlegethon, whose territory this is not a man known for his reliability. That's true. Acheron. I remember that guy. He's spineless.
Indeed.
However, so long as Count Gloucester, who borders to the north, has announced his obedience to the Empire, we should encounter no problems. Okay. Assuming we are not routed at Garreg Mach, that is. So it seems like Leicester is already splintered a bit.
Well. Right.
The battle has begun at last, our struggle to the death against the Central Church. I pray your work these past 2 years will prove helpful to our cause.
Let me think.
First, we mean to conquer the territory of the Alliance's Viscount Burgundy. He is a minor lord east of Garreg Mach who is strongly influenced by the Church.
Well, how'd it go? Any result's a good result.
Okay. Empire nobles.
Do you have a moment?
Welcome back, Shez. Let me apprise you of our plans going forward.
What do you think?
Take a look at this map. Our troops are preparing to advance from camp, which is located here. And our destination, Garreg Mach, is over here. Now, the intervening noble territories have ties to the Church. They will most certainly try to stop us.
You see?
We will have to route these lands in succession as we make our way to Garreg Mach. We cannot let our guard down with any of our opponents. Be sure to prepare as thoroughly as possible. Have you looked around the camp yet? Feel free to make use of the training grounds and the marketplace.
If you would.
I have made arrangements so that you can improve your weapons and prepare for battle. Okay. Here you can train your mind and body. Yep, we know this.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Okay, so first things first. I want to see a C rank support with Monica before we finish this demo. So definitely want to do that. Edelgard and Hubert. And let's do Petra and Caspar, maybe? Okay, we're not getting any, like, class bonuses or anything, but that's okay.
Come at me, Hubert. Give me your all.
Of course, Your Majesty. Especially as you will likely tear me apart if I refuse.
I mean, either way, you're taking damage, bro.
We must work together and improve.
I'll sure.
I must make the most.
A new. Can't let.
Time to work you into shape.
Okay, let's get some classes. Are you already in this class? Yes, it moved you into that class automatically. Good. Okay, you are going to be a mage.
All is done.
Okay, Petra. Thief.
A new challenge that...
She looks so good. It's ridiculous how good she looks. It's not even fair to anybody else. It's not even fair. Okay, Manuela, you're already in Priest, it looks like. So we won't worry about that. Ferdinand and Bernie. And let's do Linhart and Dorothea.
Well, that was a chore.
Okay, Monica and Ferdinand, we can
I'll surely...
rank them up.
This power will serve me.
Not that they're...
There must be...
Oh,
Time to work you into shape.
Okay, very good.
Gaze upon...
Okay, it looks like she prefers mage. I wasn't actually sure, but...
my style may change.
Okay, who's still in their base classes? Yep, you're still a fighter. Okay.
I think we both enjoyed that.
Bernie cheering him on in the background was cute.
Hey, anything.
Not that they're... Oh, this...
Okay.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
All right, we have 2 more seals. We'll have to see if we can buy some more. I think we have access to the store today, so we should be able to hopefully get everybody ranked up. Oh, you didn't get to yours. Okay, that's fine. Okay, are you ready? Yes. So Dorothea is ready, Caspar was not, so I need one more for Dorothea.
Can't wait to see how you do.
Welcome, take a gander.
Welcome.
Don't think I need to buy anything, right?
Come back soon.
I carry a little of everything here. You've got an eye for quality, friend. Hope to see you again soon.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Guess I'll have...
With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
I'm responsible for doling out our marching orders. Give me a shout if you want to deploy for battle.
Which battlefield are you headed to?
All right. So this is what we're going to be doing next time. We don't have time to do it in this episode, so we're going to end this episode here. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, everybody. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters, Darren York, ZTD, 7th Son, Ivan K, Len, HLLJ, Knife Namaste, Caleb Adkins, and Jordan and Emily Hill. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.